What's going on, DMG clan today? No, wait, that's not me. Welcome back, Deadheads, or welcome for the first time, new Deadheads. Today, we're going to take another look at this, the Gameforce Ace. This thing has steadily been improving over time with some software updates, and there are things that are making this become something that I am enjoying even more. So I wanted to go over and give a little overview of all these software updates and a little news from the creator as to the status of this unit. But first, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe. Help us grow. We're so close to crossing that 500 Deadhead threshold, which will allow us to actually become monetized and help us reinvest back into the channel. I intend to use any money made on the channel just to put back in the channel so I can continue to order and buy new cool things from overseas so you guys can see all the latest stuff that's happening over in China. Also, leave me a comment. I really enjoy the commentary. I love what you guys are doing down there, growing the community. It's really been a joy. So anyways, let's dive deep and get in here and let's take a look at how the Gameforce Ace has improved since we reviewed it with our disappointment. We'll be right back. All right, Deadhead. So as we watch some Tekken 6 here on the PSP, one of the first things that was exciting about this was the possibility of running this under Linux or a dual operating system. So we're at that day where we can actually run Linux on this machine along with the default Android that is installed from the factory. Now, the good news, guys, I actually have been able to improve Android as well, and I'm going to show you what that software looks like. So first of all, I want to say thanks to the Jelos team, the Just Enough Linux. The news just broke that that team has disbanded. They are ending that project. However, there's a new project coming. They're going to continue with some of the members on a new path, a new fork. So there's plenty to love about it. You're seeing here, what you're seeing here running though, is the last official version that we have of Jelos for this chipset. And so you can see here that as we get into the menu and we have the PPSP and we have the familiar emulation station background, and this is just fast. I mean, booting into this is quick, it's fast. You can put your ROMs in here and organize things. It has the tools. There's a lot of settings in here that are already set up for you. There is the ability to install Jelos onto the eMMC here. I've not done that because I want dual boot. The way that I have this, and I'm going to show you guys how you can set this up, is through the SD card so that you can pretty easily just switch away from this and go back to the default Android when you want to. It's a little bit cumbersome to get the ROMs on here, to be honest, but it's just, again, this is just such a pleasure to have this on here running really quickly. I haven't really gotten this thing set up for theming or anything, but it's just really beautiful, and to play some of these games that are on here and just see them running on Linux is just really nice as we walk into some Super Mario Brothers here. As I noted in the beginning, there is a new fork that is coming that is going to continue to support this CPU, which is going to hopefully be in more devices in the future. And again, a real pleasure. But let's say that we wanted to go back to Android. We simply are going to just exit out of here. We're going to go here and go through all of our settings, and you can scrape and all that. We're going to quit and restart, shut down the system. And once the system is shut down, then we're going to just remove the SD card here. And with our SD card, our 256 gig SD card removed, We now are going to boot back up, and it is going to boot into Android. Now, I'm going to show you the Android I'm running, which is fast, amazing. I'm going to link to the tutorial on how to set up Android like I've got it set up, thanks to Steve at Tech Toy Tinker. Let's see, let's get it going here. I thought I started it. Who has a very good guide on how to set this up and get this running and make it what's called Pixelfied. So like the Google Pixel, you can see the boot up screen now has the Google Pixel boot up screen, and we'll get into this. And let me tell you, this is now a joy to use with Android. As our little Pokemon wakes up here, and this is just really fast. I mean, it's fast. It feels better, if I'm being honest, than the implementation on my Odin. It's just really good and smooth and fast. It's almost like it's a completely different unit, a different handheld than we had before. And when you have the addition of the Emulation Station app on there, you can just go in and you can really just do it this way as well. And so it's the best of both worlds, and you can see this is just moving fast, moving smoothly. Of course, we've already tested out this CPU and ran some game footage. You can see though that it's running really good, it's running smooth, and it just has an overall better environment. So again, for both of these, you're going to have to do a little custom firmware. You need an SD card, a separate SD card that you can burn. You need a program to use like Rufus or Balena Etcher, so you can burn that image of the Jelos or the newly just released version fork that they are working on. And you get that installed in there. You insert it into your Gameforce Ace. You let the Gameforce Ace under the menu system create the directories. Then you can go in and add those ROMs to it, either through over your home network using simple HTTPS, or you can FTP in it, or probably the easiest thing, get you a little stick like this, fill it up with your ROMs, put it inside of there, and then move it using the file transfer system. Android is Android, and don't know why this is not loading. Android is Android. Something happened here. Always happens in the middle of filming. But is running, again, just like a dream. I mean, this is just really nice and fast. Everything is smooth. Everything loads really quickly, and aside from your typical, issues you have with things crashing, up and running here. But you can see that it just loads everything just really quickly and smoothly, and you can go between all of that and clear all that really quickly. So Deadheads, again, this is just a look at how the software environment has progressed over time, how everything is working so much more smoother than it was before previously, and look in the link descriptions on how you can get both Android Pixelfied as well as the latest implementation or the final implementation of Jelos for this CPU. Okay guys, we have our IFPLWAGK RG556 review coming next week. We have some more cool stuff on the way. We were able to purchase a Wind Chaser 2, so we're going to have that arrive from overseas. We're going to do a super buy haul in the coming weeks, and we have a lot more planned for this channel. So continue to check our community. I post a lot of cool stuff in the community. If you haven't checked that out, go check it out. Throughout the day, I'm posting things, news, links, stuff like that. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter, but please join us again. And again, look in the description for links on how to set up your device, your Gameforce Ace. I'll leave a link to the Gameforce Ace. Now, to be clear here, some of the problems are still occurring. We are not at a consistent 60 hertz On here. That is still an issue that's being worked on. The issues from the factory, I'm being told, have been addressed, so those issues should be good. All of the early adopters are like beta testers, so by the time this thing gets out this summer and is rolling again, I think it's going to be a really good buy, especially at that $230 price point. Anyways, guys, happy Easter. Dead Fred out.